powerful personality. And when we brought this up to Prabhupada, it was pretty much a similar answer that Prabhupada had given us about the controversy between Vishnu and Krishna, which is the original. Prabhupada says that ultimately, if they are connected to this movement, if they're doing service for the movement or appreciating the movement, they will be benefited. He says, but as far as we are concerned, we accept the conclusion. We accept the conclusion of our acharyas, like Rupa Goswami, all these acharyas. I mean, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Narottam Das Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti, Baladev Bhushan, and they have accepted. It's interesting to note on this topic that Bhaktivedanta Thakur, during his manifested presence, he compiled certain booklet with all kinds of evidences about the divinity of Lord Chaitanya, from the Caitanya Upanishad, from different part of the Vedas, from different Samhitas, from Srimad Bhagavatam. There's a lot of evidence. This is not simply that somebody got up someday, okay, let's declare Lord Chaitanya as God. No, I mean, we see in the Caitanya-caritāmṛta how Krishnadas Kaviraj is very systematically explaining things one by one. And the other subsequent acharyas, specifically Vishwanath Chakravarti, Baladevi Bhushan, and the Bhaktivedanta Thakur and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur have given a lot of evidence, a lot of compilation. They've even quoted in part of some Samhitas how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would appear at Mayapur in the family of a Brahmin. He would come to spread the Sankirtan movement. They've given elaborate quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam, quotes from the Caitanya Upanishad, quote from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. There's a lot of evidence that's been compiled by numerous great acharyas. But you have to understand, they're in a different mode over there. But Prabhupada he did not make this as a point of rejecting them. Incidentally, there is a very interesting experience we had in Sri Rangam. And I'm sure that Ratayatra Prabhu has been there. Sri Rangam is like the capital of the Sri Vaishnavas. It's the biggest temple in the world for the Ramanuja followers. And it's quite exceptional to see what they do there, the worship of this big, massive Ranganath deity. So we tried, yes, this is the deity. He's showing it on his picture, the deity of Lord Ranganath in Sri Rangam. So what happened is we tried to go, Guru Kripa and myself, tried to go get darshan of the deities. And the priest there, the Brahmin, says, no, you cannot come here. Only Hindus come. And we showed him our neck beads, our Brahmin treasure. Says, no, if you want to come, you have to go see Rangaraj Bhattar. And we said, well, who's Rangaraj Bhattar? He says he's the Pradhan Archaka. He's the main priest of the entire temple. He's on this street. So we went there. We offered obeisance to him. He told us to sit down. And the first thing we saw with him, he had a picture of Lord Chaitanya on the wall. And we asked him, why do you have a picture of Lord Chaitanya on the wall if you are with the Sri Vaishnava Ramanuja Sampradaya? He says, our family is from the family of your Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Gopal Bhatta Goswami used to live in this house. And his uncles used to live here. And he went and brought back, this is a picture, I don't know if any one of you can see, Ratayatra Prabhu is showing the body of Ramanuja. It's a deity of Ramanuja. Very nice.
We can see it.
Yeah, what happened is that this Brahmin, Rangaraj Bhattar, brought up some old parchment showing their family succession all the way from the time of Gopal Bhatta Goswami and Venkat Bhatta, explaining to us that in our family, we are connected with the 6 Goswamis and Gopal Bhatta Goswamis. So he was very favorable to the movement, and we gave him some of Prabhupada's books. He was very appreciative of the preaching of Krishna consciousness. He arranged for some big programs for us in Sri Rangam, gave us introduction to so many other Sri Vaishnavas. But he was very respectful of our position of accepting Lord Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I mean, he kept a picture of Lord Chaitanya on his wall. Very, very sweet. Very, very sweet. So I'll shut up for now and
thank you very much.
Some other devotees make some comments.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much. Rathayatra, how is that preaching in South India to these Mayavadis? and other sampradayas. How effective is it for you?
First, my humble obeisances to everyone.
Haribol.
It's very nice in South India on a mountain here. Mahamsa's got this beautiful farm. So we travel 3 hours by taxi to Madurai, another beautiful temple.
How many hours?
3 hours only.
Oh, 3 hours only.
And it's beautiful countryside. It's banana trees, it's just lakes. It's another world here in South India. And then what we do, it's very simple. Then we drive up to Sri Rangam, which is a beautiful temple. Many, many groups of people come. When we were there, we went to Puri first, Puri, then coming back. That's where I got these Jagannath face tape stream pictures. And then from Puri, we went to Chennai and did distribution there, and then to Sri Rangam. They all have airports. You could just travel an hour away. Just go to the airport, fly there. And its distribution of books is fantastic. With tilak, and you can walk around the dhoti, say, "Excuse me, sir." And we have these. I have books in Tamil, so they don't speak English, and we have Tamil. And then we have books from. I carry small books because they're easy to distribute and carry around. But it's great. It's great. The temple in Sri Rangam, I went there the second time, and it's just this deity is so powerful. You can walk in there, there's no problem. And then we have a local devotee that gets us in right in front, and just the energy coming off this deity. This is where Lord Chaitanya stayed for 4 years. 4 months during the rainy season.
4 months.
Chaitanya, and you can go off to, and they're like narrow streets like Puri. These temple towns are fantastic. You get a rickshaw and you go to so many temples. We went to an Ardashinga temple. There's several temples, and everywhere we go, we meet devotees. I mean, we met a group of devotees from Bangalore. It was like we went to, I think, the Ardashinga temple. It's closed, so we had to wait for the priest to come. And then when the priest came, a whole busload of devotees from Bangalore came. We knew each other. It was fantastic.
Wow.
That's how it is. This is I can't wait after we want to go to Puri again in December, and then the same thing, go to temple towns. And I have a devotee in Sri Rangam who used to be at Mandu Pandit's temple, and he has a setup there. So when we come, we always get taken care of. We get the best maha from the temple. It's amazing.
You deserve it.
And he buys the books from Vayaguya in America. So we have the books waiting for us, cases of books, whatever I need. And then up here we have, you see the back of me, I got a case of the 30 volumes, Srimad Bhagavatams, the original Bhagavad Gitas. I got the small books. I got the books there, Hidden Glories of Srila Prabhupada that Madhu Pandit sent me. So we're just books everywhere. And that's my purpose. I'm a Sankirtan devotee. And I've been here 12 years. And same in Puri. I had a great time. Everywhere you go, everybody goes, Jai Jagannath. And here's a book, sir. Jai Jagannath. It's just simple. It's just, you're given the knowledge of Prabhupada, and there's devotees, so many devotees these days, 2023. So many devotees are retired. They live in India like myself. And the temples here are so big, and ISKCON temples everywhere. Madhu Pandit's got a big group of temples too. Like I said last time, I don't want to go back to America. It's just, what am I going to do in San Francisco? I can't even afford to live there no more. And another reason is there's no association. There's no temples in America. They're empty. Here, it's, as Vaikak knows, in Bangalore, there's many good temples. I lived in Bangalore for 7 years, and I would just go around so many temples, ancient temples. This is just goshalas everywhere. Karnataka passed a law that they take care of the cows now, so there's goshalas. The government's funding goshalas for these cows. Another devotee, Ananda Krishna Dāsa in Bangalore, started a goshala, and he's a good friend of ours. And he's another one. Every year they ask for me to send them books, so they do a big marathon. So the books distribution is fantastic. I want to die holding a book, giving it to somebody.
Oh, Haribol.
It's early morning here. It's 7:10, I came in on late too. I want to get my rounds done, and then I want to do my Gayatri. Then I came on, so I'm in a good zone right now. So it's good to hear everybody. Good to have the association. And for future devotees who are hearing this later, please, Prabhupada is here for us. His living presence is available in his books. He said he would never die. And beware of false Hare Krishna gurus, because they want to distract you from Prabhupada. That's my message today, everybody. Hare Bol.
Very nice.
You know, Yaśodā, I wanted to remind everybody on the meeting today, the class, that there is an opportunity for people that want globally to go there and be with Rath-Yatra in South India, that he will welcome you there to be a part, oh, look at that, to be a part of his Sankirtan work and to get his blissful association. Prabhu, you've got so much enthusiasm for a man your age. I know you're not that old, but
Yeah, these are deities in Puri. We went to this ancient, no, in Srirangam. These are the deities that Lord Chaitanya carved. This is a small temple of Lord Jagannath where the priest told us that Lord Chaitanya carved these deities himself.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Fantastic.
Wow.
excellent. Awesome. That's so fantastic. I'm going to ask our friend Hanuman, can you speak from your particular facility, brother, in New Zealand? Hanuman Prabhu? I guess he might not be able to, so we'll let it go. Anyone else got any comments or questions? Gormani in Mayapur. How's the Sankirtan bliss emanating from your association doing?
Oh, Prabhu. No. My respectful obeisances to everyone. No,
Thank you.
I'm not doing, I'm just focused in have a good sadhana and read the Prabhupada's books and staying with you when there's the opportunity. And
Perfect.
at the
That's
moment,
perfect.
that's all.
Well, that's a lot.
I try to be, as you said, as Prabhupada said, a gentleman with the people that I meet in my life. That's all. It's my way to preach at the moment.
Perfect. Well, the most important thing is to save yourself. You can't save anyone else unless you can save yourself.
Yes,
And if we're patient, things will unfold, just like they are with our Prabhupada Disciples Association. And we want to suggest to everybody, continue to introduce this association to your friends and people that are interested in Krishna consciousness according to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. Our idea is to proliferate. And if we're patient, in due course of time, this will manifest itself by the grace of Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, and Srila Prabhupada, because it is very important that this message that we're delivering to the world is heard by as many people as possible. We're not so much concerned about what everybody else is doing. Yes, we know this and that about what's going on, but the main point is to proliferate. All of you are leaders in your own areas of the world. And with that leadership, we can expand and proliferate our numbers exponentially as we move forward. So just stay steady and keep inviting people to the meetings, keep inviting people to participate in the association of yourself and the devotees of Prabhupada. Balaram in Australia. Prabhu, you have your hand up.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
just a question to Gormani Prabhu.
Yes.
Mayapur. Our dear godbrother from Australia, Sabhabati, is been living in Mayapur for a couple of years. He's our undercover agent over there, if you know what I mean. So I'm wondering, Gurumani, do you know Sabhabati from Australia? If you're hearing that.
No, I don't know him.
You should try and seek him out. He's at Guru Puja. He doesn't go to the classes or anything, but he's at Guru Puja each morning, and also darshan of Sri Sri Radhamadhav and Astashakis. And he's Australian devotee, Prabhupada disciple from 1973-74. So he's not in the best of health, and he's living on the other side of the road. He's got an apartment that he rents on the other side. So Sabhabati is his name. So maybe you could seek him out, and he's a very nice devotee there.
Tell me please again the name.
Sabhabati, Sabhapati, Sabhabati, Sabhabati, like Sabhapati. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
And I'll pass your name on to him so that you know, he can maybe catch up. He had a table, and he was distributing Srila Prabhupada's original books there on the grounds of Mayapur. But when they saw that they were the original books, they made him close down and kick them off.
Okay. Vinkat, thank you, Balaram. Vinkat, I see we have a message from Vinayak to everyone. Could you read out what he said? I think it's rather profound, his perspective on what's going on in the temples in India. Could you read it out, his message?
Yeah,
can you see?
It says,
thank you.
I think it's about ISKCON temples everywhere. So he says temples are neither managed by gurus. Gurus come there like VIP guests for festivals and lectures. Now there is a 2-line of pathetic leadership, second line, which is largely autonomous, and gurus have limited control over them. I think the conversation was about how temples are empty everywhere, especially in the West and all that. You know, they're having to import people from India, you know, and pay them a salary. That's what I heard. So it's a sad state of affairs of ISKCON temples.
Well, what's happened is Prabhupada had issued a direction of management document back in the early 70s. And he had a specific plan for his preaching work to spread by putting in place a temple president. And so really, the relationship was between Prabhupada and the temple president. That was the relationship which he established to spread the movement. The most important person in his system was the president, not the GBC. That is a mistake. Prabhupada wanted them simply to overlook the operation of his temples and the work of the temple presidents to make sure that they were following the standards that he had given to us for maintaining his society. Not the GBC. It was the temple presidents. So this type of centralized management that came into play, especially after Prabhupada's demise, was based on GBC control. Complete nonsense. And in this way, they destroyed the very fiber of the preaching mission of Lord Chaitanya that Srila Prabhupada had introduced to all of us in his mission. So this comment that this Prabhu has made about these people coming in as sort of rock stars for profit, adoration, and distinction, and money. They also make money. What do people do with their inheritance when they're going to die? all of us are going to die. What are we going to do with our money, with our assets? Well, they get these people that they've recruited. They don't recruit them, actually. They're recruited by the local authorities, and then they just take that role as initiating guru, and they expect dakshin. They expect all kinds of benefits, like, for example, Gopal Krishna. And in this way, they become wealthy men, very wealthy. There's this Romapod in America here. He's got like $10 million in his bank account, and he's a sannyasi. What kind of nonsense is this? So this comment that was made by this Prabhu, thank you very much for it, by the way. This is more like the Istagosti section of our talk, is a reflection of how misguided Prabhupada's mission has become since his departure in November 1977. And we're working on a special right now, the destruction of the Hare Krishna movement. And it'll be a special that we'll be presenting. We're meeting on it tomorrow night, and we're working on the script. And it's going to be a definitive explanation of what happened after Prabhupada's demise and what is happening because of it as a result of the offenses that our godbrothers have committed against our guru. This Hatimata offense is not a joke. And it's not by word jugglery that you can talk your way out of it, Jayadvaita. So this is going on. Look at that beautiful mountain there, eh? Prabhu, here we go. What is his name? I missed it.
Dauji Prabhu.
Dalji Prabhu. Whereabouts are you?
Dandavat pranams, everybody. Jai
Where are you?
Shri Prabhupada. I am in America. I'm in Virginia, close to Washington, D.C.
Okay, excellent. Good to see you. Your comment, please, or question.
I just wanted to make a quick comment and glorification of Balaram Prabhu, who graciously explained a lot of different things to me and graciously invited me to join these classes and Prabhupada Disciples Association Facebook group.
Yes.
And I feel very much this is my first class that I'm attending, so I feel very much enlivened by everybody's association, hearing the pure, unedited Vani of Srila Prabhupada. And I'm especially, seeking that that pure connection to the disciplic succession and that pure connection to Srila Prabhupada. And I feel like I can gain that here from all of you. So I'm very thankful for your association.
Thank you very much. The fact of the matter is, you're the very reason why we're here. It's, for us, many of us are older, as you know, and it is the younger people. How old are you, by the way?
I am 29 years old.
Perfect. You see, so you're at an early stage of your life. And, with all the younger devotees coming to us, we consider everyone in this group a Prabhupada disciple, period. Because that focus on Prabhupada is what makes you his disciple. It's not us. And we do have a system. I was asked from someone overseas today about initiation. He had met somebody who was interested in initiation. And I told him, I said, well, the first thing you should do is come to the classes. You should tell this person, come to the classes and enjoy the discussions with all of the devotees in the class on the philosophy of Prabhupada's teachings that we present here in the classes, and then carry on chanting his rounds, 16 rounds. And then he can call me up or call Yaśodā or some of our Prabhus like Balaram, etc., whoever you want, and talk to them and get association with them. And carry on with patience and focus. And eventually you can, if you're interested in an initiation process, you can get someone to recommend you to our Brahminical council. We have a council of 5 or 6 Prabhupada disciples, and you're recommended to them for that initiation process. And then you can be interviewed by them. And then from there, we have a test, a Bhakti Shastra test that Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu has prepared based on Prabhupada's test. And then you further go ahead, and with patience and focus and determination, you serve the spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda, in any capacity that you can, in association with his devotees. And eventually that day may come when you're blessed with that initiation and an opportunity to move forward to the next stage of Krishna consciousness. But this group is interested in serious people for that. Other people, they can be interested in the philosophy, they can be interested in chanting, they can be interested in gaining association. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. And we respect everyone as a senior, all of us as senior Prabhupada disciples. Yes, Balaramji, please. We'll keep going for a little bit longer and then we'll wind up the class.
Yes. Prabhu, regarding the initiation, I'd just like to explain, especially for the new devotees, that all we're doing is continuing the process that Srila Prabhupada established himself. This is Srila Prabhupada's process. And I just pulled out from my file a letter from Srila Prabhupada. I'll hold it up to the camera. And this was the system we had when Srila Prabhupada wasn't personally present in the temple. In Melbourne, Australia, Srila Prabhupada came once a year. He only traveled once a year to Australia, but there were devotees that were seeking initiation and ready for initiation at times when Prabhupada wasn't here. So we would write to Srila Prabhupada. Everything was done by snail mail in those days. I got reprimanded one time by Prabhupada for putting some cash dakshin in the envelope I sent him to India. And he wrote back and said, "Do not send cash in the envelope in future." So this is a letter from, I don't know if you can see that in the...
It's disappearing because of the background with your...
Oh, I see. Okay, so I'll just read quickly.
We believe you have it. We believe you have it, so go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Tridandi Goswami A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Prabhupada never had His Divine Grace or Prabhupada. They were terms that the devotees gave him. You'll never find on Srila Prabhupada's letterhead where he termed himself that. So his Prabhupada's letterhead is Tridandi Goswami A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, right? He doesn't even put Maharaj after it, although Prabhupada's sannyas name was Swami Maharaj that he received. At the end of Bhaktivedanta, Swami Maharaj. So this was, my dear Balaram, please accept my blessings. Upon your recommendation, I am pleased to accept the following devotees as my initiated disciples. Now hold a fire sacrifice and instruct the first initiates to always follow the 4 regulative principles and chant a minimum of 16 rounds daily, avoiding the 10 offenses. Thank you, Prabhu. Technology. Let the second initiate hear the tape of me chanting Gayatri in the right ear. Show him how to count on the finger divisions. Their beads and thread have been duly sanctified by me. And that was Bhakta Andre Atmaramadas here in Australia. Brihaspati Das, who's familiar with us, and and Hari Dasi. Second initiate, Vishvahetu Das. Hoping this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So that system, we're continuing on with the recommended. So I just wanted to mention that all we're doing with these initiations, as I understand, we're simply following Srila Prabhupada's procedure. And whether Srila Prabhupada was personally in the temple or in the country, still that's how the representatives worked.
Exactly. And, like Prabhu, any person that wants to get a job, for example, say you want to work for BMW. Well, you have to be qualified. You just don't walk in the office and say, here, I want to sell $150,000 cars. They look at you like, what? Who are you? What's your record? What's your history? Similarly, a doctor just can't enter into the hospital without being a certificate. Prabhupada would give that example. If you want to be qualified to operate on a patient, you have to be trained properly. So this association is an association where we train people up in the process of Krishna consciousness so that they can individually go out and take that role as preachers and expand the mission of Lord Chaitanya based on this platform of understanding. And, like I said earlier, we've come a long way in a few years, Balaram. We have. We've been at this for a few years, myself and Yaśodā. And we're seeing it proliferate. And because we have all of these people that are very sincere in Turkey and in Italy and in India and in America, in Canada and different parts of the world, then they are the sparks that will set the fire going globally as we expand the Krishna consciousness movement according to Prabhupada's method, not some concocted method by an individual who's after profit, adoration, and distinction. And they're just looking like this Prabhu wrote to us. They just show up like rock star gurus. That's what it is. Come in as a rock star guru, give first class accommodation. Why do these people support each other? Because they're compromised. If you don't support each other, they kick you out, like they kicked many of us out, or we left. We are not a compromised group. Yaśodā, any last comments this evening? By the way, I must say, you look marvelous on your new computer. I can't even recognize.
I don't know about that. What's marvelous is not me. It's all the books and everything behind. That's a marvel.
It looks good, bro. You look like a new person.
Well, I'm looking at Balaram, Ratiyatra, Dvaipayana, and everything behind, even Shyamasundar, and I see what's behind them. It is all completely transcendental. So it's like very enlivening. I see the Tulsi, Lord Jagannath behind Ratiyatra, some picture behind, and the Shyamasundar got a picture of Lord Chaitanya chanting in front of Lord Jagannath. It's like really sweet, really sweet. But, we keep increasing. We keep talking about Prabhupada and Krishna. We have no animosity towards any group or any individual. No. That is not what sometimes people have criticized us and say, well, you're fault finding. You're criticizing this person. No, we are fact finding. We are fact finding what Srila Prabhupada ascertained for the direction of his movement, for the behavior of the devotees, and how we are supposed to practice and preach Krishna consciousness. That's all we're trying to do. Just like what Ratiyatra Prabhu was describing about book distribution, networking with devotees, going to Sri Rangam, Madurai, other places. We had the good fortune of doing all that with Guru Kripa in 1972, Achyutananda in 75, 76. South India is a very special place. Lord Chaitanya went there. The whole place was blessed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur went there and preached. Wow. Srila Prabhupada visited Tirupati, visited Madras, he visited Nellore. I mean, it's a very specially blessed land. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, it says that great personalities have to take their birth on the bank of the holy rivers in South India. It was referring to the Alvars, the 12 great saints of the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. Very, very special. There are so many special things there. I keep telling the story of people who say they want a living guru. I says, in case you don't know, Madhvacharya's brother, Vishnu Tirtha, is still living. According to their tradition, he lives southeast of Mangalore in a place called Subramanya Tirtha, and he's still living there. He's going to live there for another 30,000 years. So if somebody wants a living guru, you can find him. Or you can go to the Himalayas and find Vedavyas. He's still living. And in South India, near Cape Comorin, there's Agastya Muni. He's still living there. So there's great personalities still living now. But what the point is, the point that we're preaching is Prabhupada is living in sound. Prabhupada is living in his books. Is available now to any person, to any individual person on this planet who can somewhere or other get connection with his books and get the mercy of his divine grace. Hare Krishna.
Beautiful, fantastic. You know, we have the advantage of technology. Someone was criticizing technology as could be crippling for devotee, but actually, when you dovetail the technology in the service of Prabhupada and Krishna, it becomes a blessing, just like we're all experiencing that now. Before we were isolated, very much so, Balaram? You get isolated, you're on your own, there's no one really to associate, you try. But now, through the phone, or through your computer, or through your other devices, you're able to reach us and our association and get this opportunity to hear about Krishna and Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada with devotees of like mind. Birds of the same feather flock together. And that's the message that we want to share with everyone else. If you want to make advancement in Krishna consciousness, associate with the Prabhupada Disciples Association and their groups and their activities and the programs that their members are promoting worldwide, like Rath Yatra, like Balaram in Australia, like other devotees in America. So like that, a Prakrita in Montreal, like that. So we've got programs going on. It'll just keep fanning the fire, everyone. And this thing will keep to grow through patience, determination, enthusiasm, and commitment to the Sankirtan mission of Lord Chaitanya. We will be successful. Vinkat, let us hear the kirtan from Srila Prabhupada playing on his bongos back in New York City in 1965 or 6, I'm not sure. It's so beautiful. Prabhupada could innovate to anything to push the Sankirtan movement, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday morning for Bhagavad Gita class. That's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, daylight savings time. Sorry, Balaram, here in the Western society here. We'll figure out something to change. We've got to fix this up.
I think Jyotiana missed it as well.
He did, but he was here. It was good to see him.
He just got in.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure for all of us to be together tonight. Hare Krishna. All glories to Prabhupada.
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare. Let us offer our respectful obeisances to all the members of the Prabhupada Disciples Association. Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. See you on Saturday morning.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.